In the darkness between stars, something hunts. Beyond the edges of the Imperium, where the light of Terra fades to nothing, predators wait. They are the Carcharodons, known in Low Gothic as the Space Sharks. They are the forgotten sons of the Emperor. They are the silent killers who emerge from the void when all hope seems lost. The Carcharodons are one of the most mysterious Space Marine chapters in all of Warhammer 40,000. No one knows where they came from. No one knows who founded them. Even the Adeptus Mechanicus cannot unlock the secrets hidden in their gene seed. What is known is this. For 10,000 years, they have wandered the outer darkness. They hunt the enemies of mankind in places so remote that most Imperial citizens do not even know these worlds exist. Their appearance alone marks them as different from other Space Marines. The Carcharodons have pale, corpse-white skin that never sees natural sunlight. These are not normal human eyes. They are the eyes of deep ocean predators adapted to hunt in absolute darkness. Many brothers have filed their teeth into sharp points, like the jaws of a shark. Some say this is tradition. Others whisper that the mutation is genetic, that their gene seed is slowly transforming them into something inhuman. The chapter wears gray armor with black shoulder pads. Their helmets are painted bone white, making them look like floating skulls when they attack from the shadows. Hanging from their armor are countless beads, bones, and tribal markings. These decorations tell the story of each warrior's kills. The more decorated a Carcharodon, the more enemies he has slain in the Emperor's name. Now, let us examine their history. The origins of the Carcharodons are wrapped in mystery. Ancient records mention a chapter called Carcharodons Astra that was sent into exile during the early days of the Imperium. These records speak of the day of exile, when a figure known only as the Forgotten One commanded them to leave Imperial space forever. They were ordered to hunt in the outer darkness, to destroy threats before they could reach humanity's worlds. Most Imperial scholars believe the Carcharodons are descended from the Raven Guard Legion. They use ancient Raven Guard titles. Their chapter master is called the Shade Lord, a title once held by an exiled Raven Guard commander during the Great Crusade. They prefer stealth and speed, attacking from unexpected angles just like their supposed parent legion. However, the Carcharodons themselves never confirm or deny this connection. They keep their secrets closely guarded. Some whisper darker theories. Could they be descended from one of the two lost Primarchs, the ones erased from all Imperial records? The truth is buried so deep that even the Inquisition cannot find it. What matters is that for 10 millennia, the Space Sharks have served the Emperor faithfully, even if that service takes them to the darkest corners of the galaxy. Unlike most Space Marine chapters, they have no homeworld. They live entirely on their fleet, wandering the void in massive battle barges and strike cruisers. Their flagship is the Nikor, an ancient battle barge covered in battle scars from countless wars. The Nikor serves as both fortress monastery and mobile command center for the entire chapter. They cannot call for reinforcements from a planetary base. They cannot manufacture their own equipment. Every weapon, every suit of armor, every bolt round is precious beyond measure. When a battle brother falls, his armor and weapons are salvaged immediately. Nothing is wasted. This is why the chapter still uses so much Heresy-era equipment. The Carcharodons use two methods to gather resources. Both are brutal. The first is called the Red Tithe, When the chapter needs new recruits, they descend upon an imperial world without warning. They do not ask permission. They do not give explanations. They simply arrive, demand access to the population, and begin selecting candidates. Thousands are dragged aboard the chapter's ships to serve as slaves, menial workers, and chapter serfs. These unfortunates spend the rest of their lives maintaining the fleet, working in conditions that would kill normal humans. Only a handful of the strongest and most violent candidates are given the chance to become initiates. The trials are so deadly that most of these also die before completing their transformation into full battle brothers. The people left behind on the tithed world have no choice but to accept this. The Carcharodons carry ancient warrants signed by the Emperor himself, granting them the right to take what they need. To resist would be heresy. To complain would bring the wrath of the Inquisition. The chapter leaves as suddenly as they arrived, disappearing back into the void with their cargo of screaming prisoners. The second method is called the Gray Tithe. This is how the chapter acquires weapons, armor, and equipment. Certain company masters are given the title Harvester Prime. Their duty is to scour dead worlds, ancient battlefields, and lost colonies for any technology that might be useful. They raid forge worlds that have fallen to chaos. They loot the corpses of Xenos warriors for exotic weapons. They steal from space hulks drifting through the warp. Once they have gathered enough archaeotech, the Carcharodons contact the Adeptus Mechanicus. They trade these ancient artifacts for new ammunition, replacement parts, and fresh equipment. This is how a chapter in permanent exile maintains itself. The Mechanicus tolerates this arrangement because the Carcharodons bring them technologies that have been lost for thousands of years. Both sides benefit, though neither trusts the other. Next, we examine their combat doctrine. The Carcharodons fight like their namesake. They are ambush predators who strike from darkness and disappear before the enemy can respond. They deploy reconnaissance forces first, studying their target from a distance. They identify weak points in the enemy's defenses. They wait for the perfect moment. When they strike, it is with overwhelming violence. Drop pods slam into the heart of enemy positions. Assault squads equipped with chain axes and bolt shotguns tear through anything in their path. The Carcharodons fight in complete silence, never shouting battle cries or speaking during combat. The only sounds are the roar of chainswords, the crack of bolters, and the screams of the dying. This silence is deeply unsettling to their enemies. It makes the space sharks seem more like killing machines than living warriors. If the enemy proves too strong, the Carcharodons withdraw immediately. They do not believe in glorious last stands. Every battle brother is too valuable to waste on pointless heroics. They fall back, reassess, and attack from a different direction. They repeat this pattern again and again, bleeding the enemy through hundreds of small strikes rather than one massive battle. Eventually, even the strongest fortress falls when attacked by these relentless predators. The chapter makes heavy use of Terminator armor in their assaults. The elite First Company, known as the Red Brethren, fight exclusively in these ancient suits. They are equipped with lightning claws and thunder hammers. When the Red Brethren teleport into battle, they carve through enemy forces like a chainsaw through flesh. They are the apex predators of an already deadly chapter. This leads us to their chapter master, Tyberos the Red Wake, Tyberos. He is a legend even among space marines. Tyberos is massive, dwarfing even other chapter masters in size and bulk. He wears heavily modified Terminator armor that has been expanded to fit his enormous frame. No one knows if he was born this large or if something has changed him over the centuries. Tyberos never speaks above a whisper. When he does address others, his voice is soft and cold, promising death to anyone who opposes him. He never removes his helmet in front of others. Those few who have seen his face describe it as a corpse-white nightmare. Half the bones are exposed in a permanent grimace. His eyes are black voids that reflect no light. In battle, Tyberos wields two weapons named Hunger and Slake. These are ancient artifacts that combine lightning claws with chain blades. When he attacks, he can switch between slashing with the lightning talons and ripping with the chainsaw teeth. Witnesses describe him as moving faster than should be possible for someone in Terminator armor. He carves through enemy squads in seconds, leaving nothing but mangled corpses in his wake. During the Badab War, Tyberos led the Carcharodons in their brutal campaign against the rebel chapters. He personally slaughtered hundreds of traitor space marines. His reputation as the Red Wake was earned through countless acts of savage violence. Enemy commanders learned to fear his name. Even loyalist space marines found him deeply disturbing. The Carcharodons first appeared in Imperial consciousness during this Badab War. In the year 910 of the 41st millennium, a fire-blackened strike cruiser emerged from the warp in the Maelstrom Zone. It broadcast ancient Imperial authorization codes that were still valid despite being thousands of years old. The ship identified itself as belonging to the Carcharodons, Astra, and requested permission to join the war against the secessionists. The loyalist commanders were deeply suspicious. No one had heard of this chapter before. Their equipment was ancient. Their methods were brutal beyond measure. But the Carcharodons carried proof of their authority signed by the Emperor himself. The loyalists had no choice but to accept their help. The Space Sharks immediately launched a campaign of systematic destruction against the Mantis Warriors chapter and their allies. They did not limit their attacks to military targets. Entire planets in the Endymion cluster were subjected to scorched earth warfare. Cities were bombarded from orbit. Millions of civilians died. The Carcharodons showed no mercy to anyone who had supported the rebels, even indirectly. This brutality forced the Mantis warriors to surrender to protect what remained of their people. The Carcharodons then participated in the final assault on Badab itself. They detonated the reactors of the primary hive cities, causing massive tectonic upheavals. The entire planet was rendered nearly uninhabitable. The war was won, but the cost was staggering. After the war ended, the Carcharodons were granted the Mantis warriors' former territory as payment for their service. Then they disappeared back into the outer darkness. For years, no one saw them. They had vanished. The Carcharodons remain one of the Imperium's most mysterious chapters. They answer to no one but the Emperor himself. They operate outside normal Imperial command structures. They take what they need and give nothing in return but service. They are predators, hunters, killers who embody humanity's will to survive no matter the cost. In the grim darkness of the far future, when all hope seems lost, when the enemies of mankind gather in the void beyond Imperial space, the Space Sharks are there. Silent, patient, deadly. They are the apex predators of the galaxy. They are the Carcharodons, and they will hunt until the end of time.